on and all that,
Uh-huh.
and, you know, churches are being shut down. How do you feel about some pastors not allowing the churches to come back and some allowing to open up churches? What's your thoughts on the pastors what's your thoughts on that right there?
I feel like I feel like um I'm sorry, I have to put this girl up here. I feel like I feel like it's smart for churches to try to, you know, to keep it at a sorry, at a limit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People are struggling because it's just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, here you are, you want a fellowship because it is good to fellowship. Like, all this is good and everything, but you want fellowship as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Uh-huh.
also want the fellowship. So I don't know. I think that is, if you can practice the safety precautions like separating your members and spreading your members out, then that'll be fine. But I think that until we get some kind of control or something, we gotta practice safety precautions because you don't want people dying at the expense of trying to have people physically in church when they can just continue doing online. And then, like I said, when it gets a little bit better, or just if you have some kind of guideline or some kind of precautionary steps to take, then you can move forward with that. But other than that,
Mm-hmm. How
So
serious you think this COVID-19 is, or the government is just trying to put fear in the general population, in the public?
I think it's both, to be honest. I think it's both. People trying to put fear, and I feel like, I think I don't know. It's so much every single day that it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
who knows at this point. And when the government start doing too much, I just gotta back up. I just gotta just back my black stuff up literally and just like, you know what? Let me just back up because I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all doing too much.
Right.
Y'all, it's like because like a lot of people are dying, but it's not even for COVID-19, but they're labeling it as COVID-19. They're saying that it's COVID-19
Right.
killing people, and it's not really COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? They already have pneumonia, they already have diabetes, they already have high blood pressure, or this, that, and the third. Some people just have the flu. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it is actually COVID-19. So it's getting the numbers mixed up, and the media does. See, that's what I'm saying. I was a mass comm major, so we learned about how the media um influence. You know what I'm saying? The y'all don't understand how powerful
Mm-hmm.
it is and how they use.
Right.
They mix it up. They try to, and like even inside, like I remember when I was in high school, I used to have some friends who were in psychology. They were psychology students, and they would say how it's just like back then, like they would say like all these killings going on. They'll make it seem like the world is just so terrible, like it's killers on every block, on every avenue. But that's not really true. It's just that they report so much of that it comes off as if that like it's just such a monstrous world. Don't get me wrong. We live in a fallen world. Don't get me wrong. We live in a sinful world. Don't
Absolutely. Absolutely.
murderers and stuff like that in this world, but not to the extent to where the media is putting it. But it's keeping us. It's making us fearful. That's why you got to be careful. Even Jesus, he tells us you got to be careful what goes. You got to watch the ear gates, watch the eye gates, watch what you
Right.
what you're allowing in your system, in your spirit, because if not, I'm telling you that's that you. I don't care if you think that you are the most, you can't ever be touched. You feel like you just can't ever be touched. You feel like you just got it under control, or you feel like you just they can't change my perception. I'm telling you, if you see it enough, it can. It's just like evil. It can. If you that they say hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Okay, if they're telling you to block these three things, if you're not blocking it, if you're not being careful on everything going through all these things, it's going to hurt you. If it's not the mouth, it's the eyes. If it's not the eyes, it's the ears. And that's the three things they say that the coronavirus can get to you in. So, you just gotta be careful,
I just feel like in my humble opinion, that people are just drawing this out of proportion. People are feeding. I'm seeing Christians feeding more into the media instead of the goddamn Bible. I'm like, you're just believing what they say to you, and they're just pumping fear. They're saying facts over fear. First of all, if you're telling me that you're trying to put fear in me, like facts over fear, like they're just trying to keep pushing the same thing on you and keep telling you, so eventually you're gonna believe it. Especially if you watch it for 2, 3, 4 hours out the day, and they're just putting fear in you, and they're putting demons in you. I feel like because having people terrified to touch people, and to even mingle with people. I just feel like the world was already social distancing before social media, but now this right here is making it even worse.
Right, that's true. That's true. And so, and also I was going to say too, I saw something where it was talking about like how like the world as we know it will never be the same after this COVID-19. Now, this is going to be some real stuff I'm about to say. And I know if you read the Bible, you know about like, and I'm not saying that this is all connected, but in Revelation it talks about the mark of the beast and stuff like that. And this COVID-19 thing is people not accept cash, right? They're trying to make it into like this cashless society, like where because they've
been working on that for years. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
Whatever. But they've been working on that shit for years because the Bible talks about that in Revelation. I read my Bible, I believe in the finished works of Jesus. They've been talking about this. It says that they're gonna put chips. See, they're gonna start it off with chips.
They started that. They've been doing.
You finish what you about to say, and I'm gonna go ahead. So you go ahead and finish what you about to say.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. They starting to do that now. They have chips. That's just like with our debit cards. They have a chip in our debit cards. AirPods. They're starting to minimize everything. That way it gets your mind used to minimizing everything. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna start putting stuff in your hand. Why not? But you don't have to buy AirPods no more. You don't have to worry about germs, COVID-19. You don't have to worry about germs and touching money and going to the bank. You don't have to worry about getting your card out. All you have to do is just do this and that's it. Just scan your face, whether the chip up there is that's all you have to do. Now, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to worry about that no more. You don't have to worry about cash and all that. So they're trying to get rid of that. That's why they killed Abe Lincoln. That's what they said. Because the cashless society, they've been trying to get, like you said, they've been trying to get rid of the banks, cash, all that. But go ahead. You say what you got to say though.
Sister, I agree with you on that, Ash. I agree with you 100,000% because I thought they killed Abe Lincoln because he wanted to free black people, but we go to that in a little minute. But I want to touch on this subject right here because I feel like this right here is a whole conversation in itself. I'm not even going to my notes right now. I'm just really just conversating. But yeah, they're trying to do that because this is my humble opinion. This is my conspiracy theory. Well, I know this gonna do it, but this is what I feel like they're setting up for the future. They're starting off with the germs. Now they're gonna say, don't give us the money no more. Like you said, like you just uttered, the money carry germs. That's why they got everything on your card. So that means you ain't gotta touch it. You can do it. Granted, now with the chips, this is how they're gonna present the chips into the general public of the world. Somebody say we're going to use a Caucasian person, for example, or an Asian person. Your child was lost for like 2 or 3 days. Do you remember the little girl that was lost in Colombia? That their family died. The girl died. You remember that happening in Colombia?
South Carolina? I don't remember that one. I hear so many stories.
You should look it up. So a girl, somebody gonna be lost. A child's gonna be lost for 2 or 3 days. Man, they're gonna be like, we can't find it. They're gonna put it on all over your phone, Amber Alerts everywhere. They're gonna pump you with social media. Next week, the child's gonna be found alive. They're gonna say, we was able to find the child because of the chip that was inside her wrist. Right. So they're gonna pump it in everybody like the COVID-19 facts over fear. That's their line. That's their thesis statement. And they're going to say this chip right here can help you find your child. This can help prevent these things if everybody get it. Everybody, let's go get it. And guess what? It's like monkey see, monkey do in this world. So let's keep saying it, and they're going to believe it. Right. So it's like that's how I feel like they're going to present it to the world. But you go ahead.
Right. And see, that's just like the elevator and everything else. Like, and people may say, oh, I would never get a chip. I'll never do that. It's a lot of stuff that people said they would never. They ain't think that we were gonna have a computer. They ain't think it was gonna be a such thing as a laptop. They ain't think it was gonna be a such thing as a tablet. They ain't think it was gonna be a such thing as an iPhone, as a smartphone, as a They didn't think it was gonna be a such thing as flat screen TVs. As now everybody watching their phones. Watching TV on their phones. It It went from this. It went from, back in the day, the first TVs, they were small. They were big old box, but it was a small screen, just like our telephones. It was a small little screen. People used to have to crowd around it. Then, as the years went by, the big flat screen TVs was the big thing. Now it was big. Everybody running at Black Friday. Everybody rushing to go get these flat screen, Black Friday, people in their pajamas trying to get these flat screens. But now you got Netflix, you got everything else. Now people going right back to the small screen, just like how it was when they first began. People going right back to the small screens. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like you said, that's just like elevators. My teacher, one of my professors in mass comm, he was saying how back then, before elevators, it was an actual person that used to do the stuff. They used to do the elevator thing. Before it was an electrical thing, there were people who used to do the elevator, make people go back up and down. Then they were like, then this new idea about electrical elevators. Now you don't need a person. That's why people be losing their jobs. That's why I be telling people at the post office, y'all being so nasty, y'all not gonna have y'all job. And not because I'm standing, but because they making robots. They making robots, people with artificial intelligence now. They're about to start having robots do the jobs for you. Now that's why they're getting us used to not interacting with people. They're getting us used to not interacting with people because we're about to start interacting with robots now. There's going to be a such thing as robots. Robots going to be the customer, the cashiers at the register. Robots are going to be that. That's what's going to be that. That's why they got Siri. They're getting us used to interacting with gadgets. Like Inspector Gadget, we about to have.
That's why they're trying to separate the church, because they know when we got numbers together, we're strong. That's why they're trying to stop the congregation. They're trying to stop the assembly of us.
Right.
And this shit is powerful, man. This shit is deep.
That's true. That's so true. That is so true.
This shit is deeper than the goddamn. The government never gave a fuck because they gave us $1,200 funky ass dollars and have you unemployed for 3-4 months, 6-7 weeks. Like, are you serious? What is $1,200 gonna do to a family? And everybody not getting unemployment though right now. It's a lot of Americans right now that's not getting it.
Right, that's true.
Because a lot of unemployment is backed up. So I feel like they're preparing us for this new world order that is about to settle down. But the Bible does, yeah. What you about to say? My bad.
No, I was cheering you on. Keep going, because you're speaking right now. The Bible says that's what you was about to say.
Well, the Bible does say about this. Like, a lot of people will be receiving the chip or the mark of the beast or whatever. So, you just got to be real careful. But I don't think it's going to be easy as people make it seem. If I get the chip, I can take it out. I don't think it'd be that easy though.
Me either. That's why you should be
like
in the first place.
I feel like the chip is gonna be like it say like the mark of the beast 6. It's gonna be something of that nature. I don't believe it'll be easy. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the chip out of me. It's gonna be something where you can't get it out. They gonna have it something like that. I just feel like for the new world order, I just feel like anything the government tell me, I don't believe. Like now, all of a sudden, people dying in their care. What about people dying in car crashes every day, from heart attacks? People die from diabetes. They ain't trying to get a cure for. So all of a sudden now, hey, really? I don't believe it though.
Right. But it's just to control the people. But see what's happening now with these riots, which is being instigated by the government. It's this guy on Twitter, on Instagram, who I follow. His name is Pharaoh_Anton. Oh my gosh, he got some crazy stuff on his page. But he be preaching sometimes, and he talk about the New World Order and how they're using these riots and looting and protesters, and how it's actually like crooked KKK, police, deep state, whatever you want to call them, police officers who are infiltrating this. It's not the protesters, it's them. They're doing this. They're planting.
Exactly. There's a lot of white people.
Right.
There's a lot of white people rioting right now instead of black people.
But it's not even it's not regular white citizens who's doing it. It's actual paid people who are paid protesters who are doing this. They're paid. The man was saying they're